guys, how you doing today? Um, this is a spider plant that has tons of babies. You can see here she has, look at all them. She's got one, two, three, four. She's got 4 strands of babies on her. And when I first bought this plant, she was one plant, one section. And then she grew a secondary section, and then each one of these plants have babies coming off of them. But she is looking very depleted. Um, I fed her, I keep her, watered like you do a spider plant. They like to dry out. But like I just watered her a couple days ago, and she still looks very, very sad. So what I want to do is get some of these babies off of her. There's two separate pots. There's 2 separate plants in the pot, and they each have 2 babies coming off of them. I'm taking my hanger off here so it's easier to work. And I know she doesn't need fresh soil because I just recently repotted her. Probably, well, it was right before I brought her in the house in the fall. But what I want to do is, I took some babies off of her before, and this is the pot with the babies on it. And I actually have another one with babies on it, and this one has 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like 4. So I have 4 in that pot. And then I also have this little container. It's just a glass jar. And it's full of babies that are all rooted out. So I want to try to put as many babies in this pot that I already have started in with her. And then I want to take as many of these off as I can. You can see some of them have little air roots on them. And those are definitely ready to come off. What I'm thinking about doing is, some of them are small, but I want to take as much of the bigger ones off that have the air roots on them that I can. Like this one, I'm going to cut it right there. Just cut the whole stem. And then that little baby, I'll leave her on. That one and that one are okay. And then I have, wait, I gotta move this. This is crazy to try to work with. Maybe I can get her, let me see if I can get her up higher. Because this is just, this is an old coffee can that I keep my worm castings on. Let's try this for now. I know you're not going to be able to see like the whole plant, but we can see the babies. So we're working on the babies right now. So, okay, there's one I cut off. I'm just going to stick her, I have water over here. I'm just going to stick her in that. And then we'll see what other ones we can get off of here. I don't want my mother plant to die, so she's supporting a lot of baby. Oh, well, I broke that one off. Jeez. Probably from moving it around. I'm going to take this big one off, and I'm going to take it off all the way down. Oh, come on, fingers. See that little baby right there? I'm going to go ahead and cut that whole stem down to that little baby. Get that big one off. And then here's another one I can take off. I'll cut her all the way. Well, she's got 2 babies right there. So I'm just gonna cut that stem off to that point. And then that's a good one I can cut off. Get that off of the mama. She can go in water. Okay, that looks pretty good. I like to leave some hanging, but okay, now the second stem that she's growing babies from. Let's see what we got here. That's a good one I can cut off. And here's another good one with air roots. She can come off. That's another nice big one I can cut. You see all the little tiny, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. There's little tiny air roots on there. Let's see if I can find a bigger one. Or bigger air roots. There's one that you might be able to see better. Ugh, not really. Sorry guys, it's so hard to show on the camera. Especially when you got little itty bitty tiny. Okay, there's another good one. Nice big one. She's got nice little air roots on her. There's another big one I can get rid of. And now on the second plant, where she's got two vines, two stems growing out again, I'm going to get rid of this big one. Oh, that's the second one. And then get rid of that one. I'm going to cut that one up to there. Get rid of that. See, that's a nice big one, and she's got some healthy little air roots on her. That'll help her grow when you're putting them into either, you can put them in water, you can put them in spag, you can put them right in the soil, and they work pretty good. Let's see what else do we got here that we can cut off. That's a nice one. We'll get rid of that. Oh boy, we're getting a lot of babies. That's a nice one. Get rid of that one. Whoop. And we got that one can definitely come off. That's a nice big baby. Let's see what else do we got here. This one I definitely want to take off. She's a nice big one. There. So now the only babies that are left are the, I think I'm going to cut this here one off too. There, that looks pretty good. She's still got some quite a few smaller babies hanging off of her, but hopefully it will let her perk up a little bit. I'm going to get rid of this one too, because I don't want to lose my mother plant. And okay, now I am going to bring her back down where we can see good again, and I'll show you what I'm going to do is we'll take care of them babies later. I think you guys probably all know how to root out the babies, but I'll go over a couple of them with you when we're done doing this. But what I want to do is I want to take all these cuttings, or I mean not cuttings, but the propagations that I have in the soil. What I want to do is I just want to pull these out very carefully. Oh yeah, look at the roots on that. See that? And I've got soil on the bottom of this and spag on top. So what I want to do is, where is, here, I think I can use this. I'll use my knife. I want to go all the way around and I want to start putting all of these babies in. I want to cut, oh look, there's a tiny baby on that stem. She's not ready yet. She's not rooted up. I didn't even see her. But I want to take and make a hole where you want to start putting your babies. I don't think that's gonna work. We need I need a little deeper. Stick that baby down in there. And then cover her up with soil. And then pick another spot. I'm not going to use that knife. That's not a good idea because I'm going to cut my roots. Hold on a second. Okay, I got me a good old popsicle stick. I'm going to make another hole right here. And then take another one out of here. Let's see, I'm going to take the smaller one for the front. Just gently pull that out of there. Ooh, I gotta put this down. See how it's grown over the spag moss and then down into the soil where I have the soil. Pretty cool, huh? I just want to gently... Wow, those roots are everywhere. Holy cow, look at the root system. It's everywhere. I left them go a little bit too long, I guess, huh? Come on. I'm trying really hard not to make a mess, but I'm making a huge mess all over my kitchen table. Oh! Shoot, there she comes. Look at the roots. Look at that. And these little bulbous roots are a water reservoir for the plant. And that's why the plant likes to dry out, because they already have their own storage. I'm going to cut that old stem off. And then take off some of these small dead leaves that were on there. There we go. Now I'm going to stick her down here in this hole that I made. This will be really, really pretty, all nice and filled out. Okay, now I'm going to make another hole with some of that dead off of there. Make another hole. Making them pretty deep because of all the roots that are on here. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? I think that's only been in that pot for, holy cow, look at that. These little spider plants really take off. I don't want to break any of the roots, but I can hear some of them are, but there's not a lot I can do about it. They're just so intertwined with the, there we go. Look at that. That's moss. Her roots are even grabbed onto the spag, which I'm not worried about getting that off. But look at that root. Those roots. Look at that. I'm going to have to make a bigger hole. I'm just going to dig it out and throw it over here for now. So I can lay her down in there. Boy, am I ever making a mess. Woo! Messy, messy. I'm going to lay her right there. I'm going to get a little more dirt. Just kind of ease it in there. There we go. But yeah, if you guys are having... I broke that leaf. Ugh. Oh well. It happens. No matter how careful you try to be. So yeah, if you got a spider plant and it has babies and it starts looking a little bit depleted, try taking quite a few of the babies off. I've had it happen to me a few times. I've had a lot of spider plants over the many years that I've been growing. And sometimes they get depleted and other times they look perfectly fine, but it just depends on how many babies they have too. And this one has a lot of babies for the small plant that she is. So I kind of figured that was what the issue was. She's having a hard time sustaining herself and all of the babies. So let's take some of the babies off and propagate them, and then make sure you feed her and water her. Boy, that's stuck on a lot of spag. Look at all the roots on this here one. Look at that. It's funny. I'm going to have to make a way bigger hole than what I got for that one. I'm trying not to dig into the mother plant roots too much, but I don't want to get the dirt too high because then I'm going to be making a mess with water. Okay, that is all out of that pot. I'm going to set that over there. And then I got more over here. And this one. Let's see what these guys are doing. That one's root system is pretty good. That one's got a pretty good root system. These haven't been in this jar real long, but long enough to get a decent root system that I can pot them in here with her, with Mama. Boy, this is going to be a beautiful plant when it gets all filled out. Stick that one. Get some of that dead, taking some of the dead leaves off, and I'm going to cut that stem. I leave my stems on like this because the baby will suck all the nutrients down that stem, and it will finish feeding her and taking care of her until she roots out better. At least that's my philosophy. I mean, I don't really know that for sure. It is just something that I've always done, and it works out well for me. But then I cut them off after they get the root system going. I cut that stem off and just pot her up as is. And then I've got one more that's ready that I can stick in this pot. Wish I had a couple more. I have a couple more holes, but I'll have more later. And this one in here is from a regular all green spider plant, so I'm not going to put that in with her. I just stuck them in there to get them going. Okay, so now what I want to do, I got all my babies that are rooted out in there with mom. Now I'm going to get my earthworm castings out of my container, and I'm almost out. I gotta buy some more. I'm gonna have to order them off of Amazon because none of my Lowe's or Walmart has them right now, because I think they think we don't grow plants in the summer, which is really stupid of them. But there we go. Now she is all nice and filled out. Does she look better? I mean, it's gonna, oh, sorry guys, it's gonna take a while for the babies to grow in, but that will take some pressure off of mom, and she's still got a few babies in there, and if I see she's still not shaping up, those are the babies she has left. If I see she's still having an issue, I'll take more off, because a couple of these are going to get big enough to come off. I'm going to set her to the side, and now that I fed them, all I will do now is water her in really well and get that earthworm castings down into the soil so they can eat good. And then I'll hang her back up where she goes. I'm going to set her out of the way for now. I'll water her later. And now what I want to do is, I've got a couple of vessels. Okay, now what we're going to do is, I'm going to put a few of these in water, and I'm going to put some in spag, and then I'm going to try some in dirt, because I got a lot of babies here. So I am just going to, I got these glasses ready, I'm just going to stick some of these down in water. Now I'm going to have more propagations going. I'm sticking these guys down in some water. Oh, I want to do a little bit of I'm just going to dunk one plant in my rooting hormone. I like to use the rooting hormone. And just one plant. I'm going to take these out, stick it down in there. I'm going to swirl it around a little bit. And that is good enough for water propagation. I think I can get a couple more in here. And these will root out really quickly. There. I got a little tiny baby that I broke. But see, oh, duh, if I get in frame you can see it. See how I accidentally ripped her and she's got no bottom area and no roots? I'll guarantee you that this one will not root out, but I'll stick it down in the glass anyhow. Okay, so there's the water. Now I want to put some back in my container that has the spag on top and the roots on the bottom. I'm just going to use the same pot that I had everything in, and I'm just going to start picking them and make a little hole, stick it down in there. Make another little hole, stick that one down in there. They root out really, really well in the spag. I don't ever have any issues with these little spider plants. Do well really in any propagation method that you choose. Water, I've had luck in water, I've had luck in spag, I've had luck in regular soil. The trick to it is just keeping them moist and letting them roots come out and grow up. And then once the roots start growing properly, you won't have to keep it as wet, but like maybe the first couple of weeks or so. It actually just kind of depends on, because some of these little babies have more air roots than others. So you just got to kind of keep an eye on it. Once you get in there and you can give it a tug and kind of feel, oh, she's falling out. Come on, stay in there, baby. Trying to get you to grow. Push her down a little bit. There. I think I got room. I'm going to stick maybe one more in here. Let's see here. See how I left the stem on that one? And she has absolutely no roots. So what I'm going to do with her is just take this stem that's right here, sticking down at the bottom, and I'm going to stick that right down in to the spag, just so her little bottom is down in that spag. And I think I can get one more in here. Maybe two. Yeah, I think I can get another one in there. Well, I just know one thing. I hope that my mother plant straightens up. I'd hate to lose her. I mean, yeah, I got a lot of babies, but okay, I'm going to stick that one down in there. And then normally, I mean, from what I have noticed anyhow, is it usually only takes a couple of weeks and they take off. So I am going to give her some water. And then there's that one. And this one I want to try, I'm going to try potting the rest of these in straight soil, which I have actually never planted the babies in straight soil before. But I'm gonna try. Well, yes, I have. I think. Actually, I don't know. I can't now. I can't remember for some reason. Because I think with those, I usually do the water propagation and the spag. Well, yeah, I think I have potted them right in, like, pulled the babies off, and then potted them right back in with the mother uh, plant. But, oh, okay. I am just going to, let's see, I want to start out with, if I had a big one here, here she goes. I want to put her right in the middle. Because she's nice and big, and then I'll put the rest of them, like, all around her. Get her down in there. And I've got so many spider plants that, oh boy, I don't want to get too many going. I'd like to make just all one big pot eventually, but I'll probably end up giving some away. I don't know. I forgot to cut that stem off, which really don't matter. She hasn't even ate that up, but I'll take it off. And we'll check them in a couple of weeks and see how they're doing. What do I got left here? 2? Yep. Cut that stem off. I really like spider plants. I know a lot of people have difficulty with them, but I think the majorest thing with them, the 2 most important things you have to remember about any spider plant, whether it's variegated or all green spider plant, they like very high light and they like to dry all the way out. I wait till mine is dry almost down to the bottom of the pot. Whenever I pick my pot up and it's super light, I water them. I'm going to leave that stem on there. Get her in there. Then I'm going to water it in, and then I'll fix them again. I need more water. Okay, I got more water. I'm just going to water until I see water coming out of the bottom of the pot, which it should be. Yep, here it comes. And I'll just kind of try to straighten these guys up a little bit. But yeah, the biggest thing with spider plants is, if you guys are having issues with them, is they like really high light and they like to dry out, because if you overwater them, that is going to be what kills them. And believe me, I have learned that the hard way. And because I love spider plants. My mom always had them in her house when I was growing up, and I loved them. I loved all the babies hanging off of them, and it was actually back when I was a teenager, the spider plant was the first plant that I ever bought for myself that I kept in my room. I had other plants in my rooms, but they were my mom's plants. But that spider plant that I bought was mine, and I was so proud of it, and I took such good care of it, and I ended up killing it because I overwatered her. And I have killed even more of them after I moved out and have my own apartment, got my own plants, and so yeah, just let them dry all the way out. Feed them. I feed mine worm castings once a month. Now I won't feed these guys until they get their roots established, and then I'll feed them. But and a really bright window And like I got one of my spider plants is in a south window off to a corner, and she's a little bit behind a shear. Of course, and it's winter too. I mean, I wouldn't put my spider plant in a south window in the summertime because then she would end up with burnt leaves. But um, yeah, just a really bright light. Let them dry down until your pot is really light, and then give them a good drink, soak them, and once a month feed them with whatever. I use worm castings and I use fish food. Now, if I use my worm castings once a month. I replenish my worm castings back into my pot because they won't stay in there. You know, it won't feed the worm castings won't keep feeding your plant just because you put it in there once. You do have to keep replenishing it. And the other thing that I use is fish fertilizer, and I water all my plants with fish fertilizer every single time I water. So they're getting fish fertilizer and they're getting worm castings once a month. And so that's about it. We will check these guys in a couple, 2 or 3 weeks and see how they're doing. And then, of course, these guys are already in pots. We'll see what the water propagations are doing. And I might be able to get 1 or 2 more pieces in my mother pot, but I guess I'll just have to make a whole big pot out of all these guys. And but we'll see which root faster, the water, the spag with the dirt on the bottom, or all dirt. I don't know. I think they're all going to do about the same, but we'll see. And alright guys, that is it for today. I will talk to you later, and you have a great day. Bye.